There's been a video echo viral on the internet and on the socials, but and the video is a footage of a CCTV in the house of the former finance minister Ken Ofori Atta. And video mono obehu say some unknown gunmen in military uniforms already at the house of the former finance minister Ken Ofori Atta. Now I know that video no ever out nipa bebre ehu ye no bia ready na gentre eba obia eka die onim. And before that na the office of the special prosecutor Kissi Agyebeng the assembly so abetuja ben announces say what tried severally, and he's written a letter to the former finance minister or inviting on to the office of the special prosecutor for in-person questioning and some investigations. But for several attempts, Ken Ofori Atta ain't show up. In a public announcement or declare no as a fugitive. Or declare no wanted. The fugitive means somebody wire and I say yeah so Kissi Agyebeng declare the former finance minister or declare no fugitive. Now idea bakwa as a woman say the issue has to do with the contract of the loss reduction contract between the electricity Ghana company and then also Beijing Jao, and then the procurement of the national Cathedral contract awarded by the health ministry to Service Ghana Auto Limited. Service Ghana Auto Group Limited. But I will say Service Ghana Auto Group Limited, the company of Jankroma Akufo-Addo, daughter of the former president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Now, on the 9th of February 2024, before the former finance minister Ken Ofori Atta free office was signing a deal for Service Ghana Auto Group Limited. Deal now involving an amount of $34.9 million. And then on the same night, or on the same night, also, Osanso Emma commanded the accountant and controller and accountant general's department. Emma each year release an amount of $10 million, which is equivalent to 120,711,000 Ghana cedis. 120,711,000 Ghana cedis. They released such an amount to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited. And the owner no Jankroma Akufo-Addo. And it was just some few days or weeks to the resignation of Ken Ofori Atta. It raised a lot of questioning, raised a lot of questions, raised a lot of eyebrows, and people were saying from all perspectives why he would do that, and among all the companies, why Service Ghana Auto Group Limited. It's no now the lawyers of the former finance minister Honorable Kenneth Nanaya Ofori Atta a letter at the office of the special prosecutor say the former finance minister in Ghana has a say or so permanent or show up in person for any questioning and then any investigations so Enra and the footages are these gunmen in military uniforms are no more the former finance minister Ken Ofori Atta, and we don't know the purpose of the raid. Nobody knows who granted it. It is unknown, and these people are not even known. every name that is being mentioned in the public is an alleged or is an allegation. But the question is, nobody is above the law. Is anybody above the law? Nobody is above the law. Always the law must take a due course. But then, Ghana is a democratic society governed by a rule of law, and therefore there should be legal due processes. Nobody can take the law into their hands. Nobody can do what they like. So I repeat, nobody is above the law, regardless of your status. However you deem it, you have to respect the constitution of the law of the country. Sorry. Now, reason I'm saying is nobody is above the law. So always the law must take in due course. But then, when there is the law for enforcement, not say nipa free rana mo edomo peye niema, and also so teach magakra. And we make us say the raid that the people did, what was the purpose for the raid? Who warranted the raid? Who are those behind it? These are some of the questions that we have to ask ourselves, because it was not called for. It is not necessary. It is not necessary. When there are laws and rules to govern us, there are principles to govern us. So why then do you take the laws into your hands? One, you bet me at the assembly to be so, but until proven guilty, you are innocent. So article presumption of innocence. The Constitution of Ghana, like many other democratic constitutions, presumes the innocence of an accused person until proven guilty in a court of law. That is the Article 19 of Ghana's Constitution. Ekase, until the accused person is proven guilty by a court of law, the person is innocent. So regardless of whatever the Office of the Special Prosecutor until Ofori Atta is proven guilty, he is innocent. And when he has will be a raid in his home or in his house. It is never called for. Always the law must take its due course. Now, the Article 14 of the Constitution of Ghana, 1992 Constitution of Ghana, says that right to personal liberty. Right to personal liberty. So the Constitution guarantees your right to personal liberty and protection from any unlawful arrest and detention. It was quite unfortunate, or let's say coincidentally, the former finance minister was out of the country. But assuming Senka or her, were they going to arrest him or were they going to detain him or what? That is the question we have to ask ourselves. So now, where is the personal liberty? Where is the right to personal liberty? That's why I'm telling you, Article 14 of the Constitution of Ghana says that, and it guarantees every citizen the right to what? Personal liberty and the protection from unlawful arrest and detention. So the raid by the gunmen who were in the military uniforms was never called for. It is not the solution to corruption. It is not the solution to the problems of Ghana. That is not the solution. Law enforcement is the order. Now, the third thing I would like you to do is right to privacy. Obia on a right to privacy. Article 18 of the Constitution of Ghana says that the Constitution protects the privacy of the home and property of every citizen, every Ghanaian, including Ken Ofori Atta. So any unauthorized intrusion or search via is prohibited, unless it's what? Authorized by a court order. Gunmen nana omwashe military uniforms amowo Ken Ofori Atta fi wana omukoye den ye mi say What was their purpose there? What were they doing there? Which court ordered them to do that? These are some of the questions we need to ask ourselves. These are some of the questions we need to ask ourselves. Due process. The Constitution requires that due process in legal proceedings, and this includes what? Fair hearing, right to fair hearing, access to legal representation, and the right to even challenge the legality of any actions taken by the state. And the Ofori Atta, regardless of whatever accusations are, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, or right to fair hearing, or a legal access to legal representation. That is, obetnia for lawyers to stand in for him. And then also you can even fight or challenge any legalities of the state. So let's take note of these things. Now, the legal raid, the legality of the raid, you know, remember now, I'm cooking Ofori Atta with you, I know I'm uniform, I'm cooking. Where is their legality? Who ordered them? Which court gave them the order? Did they have a search warrant? So generally, search of a person's home requires what? A valid search warrant issued by a court. And the warrant must even specify items that must be searched, and even what we call the premises. The premises home now wakono ye obabi o wa court ne be ma order say ha na obetimi asechi anema say na obetimi asechi. We just don't have access to everything just because say you're accusing say why you say no. You have to get a search warrant. After the search warrant, you need the search warrant should give you access to certain premises and then also certain items that you can what? Search. 2. The uniforms, no, adebakwa ekache and say it endangers the lives of the people. I mean, it puts fear and panic into people. So the raiders were in military uniforms, and it raises what? Additional concerns about the involvement of what? The military in something that can be used, or something that can generally be used law enforcement. Emrani yedi ejuma yemfa mrani nyejuma mrani sisen mrani sisen asem ebubo obi anase obi ye bibise ya yemfa ni nyina mrani anim e kana so di fa yemfa ni ntum yenye ni se yemfa ni no. That is what has to be done, not the other way around. Now, there should be formal processes in the democratic society. Investigation of the raid. There should be what? Investigation of the raid. Nipakra or Shechri and Nasen Kofra Mukoyesa, and I say a buying efficient. There should be in the investigations in the raid. The raid on the former minister should be what? Investigated. Now, who authorized the raid? What was the legal basis for the raid? Was there any search warrant? Which agency or individuals were involved? What was the purpose of the raid, and was the use of force justified? These are some of the questions we have to ask ourselves. What was the purpose of it? Was the use of force justified? Were they given any search warrants?